Ever feel like your fantasy football roster is a complex puzzle, especially when injuries strike? You are striving to keep your team competitive, but those bench spots feel incredibly precious. What if there was a smart way to navigate those tricky injury situations and even improve your team at the same time? You should strategically use your slot for waiver wire pickups, primarily when you have a player officially designated as out or on injured reserve, allowing you to temporarily free up a standard roster spot without having to drop a valuable asset from your team. The core mechanism behind this strategy is the injured reserve, or IR, slot itself. Most fantasy football platforms offer at least one IR spot, which is a special place on your roster where you can move players who are officially marked as injured. Once a player is in your IR slot, they no longer count against your active roster limit, effectively giving you an extra spot to add a new player from the waiver wire. This is a game changer because it prevents you from having to release a healthy player you still want just to make room for a new acquisition. To maximize this advantage, first, carefully check your injured player's status. They must typically be designated as out, doubtful, or specifically on injured reserve by their real-life team for your fantasy platform to allow them into the IR slot. Second, once moved, immediately scan the waiver wire for available players who can provide immediate production or offer high upside for the future. Consider adding a strong backup for one of your starters, a player on a hot streak, or a high-potential rookie who might be breaking out. An important nuance to understand is the difference between players marked as out versus those listed as questionable. While an out designation almost always qualifies for the IR slot, a questionable player typically does not, as they still have a chance to play in the current week. Another insider tip is to use this strategy proactively before waiver claims process, especially if you have an injured star player. This allows you to secure a solid replacement or a high upside player without losing a healthy bench player you might need later. By effectively utilizing your IR slot for waiver wire pickups, you are not just reacting to injuries, you are proactively managing your roster, maintaining depth, and constantly seeking opportunities to upgrade your team. This strategic approach ensures your roster remains dynamic and competitive, turning potential setbacks into significant advantages throughout your fantasy football season.